The person who gets the fun task of following Bring Your Own Balls to class is Ed DeLaPaz. Ed can handle it. Ed's the Director of Marketing and Communications for the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce. He did a stand-up act, I believe, here not too long ago for the first time. He's another Richmond High School grad, and if you remember our announcements before the Wainwrights thing, he's going to be teaching about writing graphic novels at that. But first, he's got a story to tell, so please welcome Ed DeLaPaz.
Well, thank you. So tonight, I'm going to talk about how a video game changed my life, but almost ruined my senior year of high school. So my senior year, I'm going to Modoc, Indiana. I'm leaving Richmond High School, which has a population of my senior class of like 300 people, right? Going to Modoc, Indiana, where my class was going to go down to 26 people. So I'm a city boy, and I'm moving out to the country. And this is the type of country that's a little behind the times. And they're very, very religious, to the point where this community partitioned and got MTV banned from the television because it was playing the devil's music. So this is that type of community. The students would rebel against the school system by having prayer circles before school began in the gym. So they're pretty much stuck in their ways, but which wasn't a bad thing. So where the video game comes in is the summer before I went to Modoc, I was at a KB Toys, which no longer exists anymore, and I saw a video game. And this video game was a little different. I mean, like, they had a blue version of it and then a red version. And I was like, this is kind of unique. I'm going to give it a try and see what this is about. So I end up purchasing the blue version because it had a giant turtle with cannons on its back. And it was a pretty cool game. You got to go around. You traveled across the world. You collect different monsters. And you battled against other trainers. So I played the game. I beat it. And then I went to school. So totally forgot about the game because I'm now in a new environment. I'm running track. I'm being part of the social norms of a senior high schooler. And then all suddenly, we started hearing all of this conversation. People started talking about this new craze called Pokemon. And at first I was taken aback because I'm like, that was a fun game, but I mean, it wasn't any Mario 64 or Final Fantasy 7, so I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. But then, the craze just kept on building up and building up, and all suddenly, I started getting excited because I thought, finally, this community's starting to become a gaming community. I'm starting to really kind of mesh with this conversation of, hey, let's have fun playing video games. So now I'm really getting excited, and I'm going around, and I'm talking about Pokemon all the time, I'm like becoming the Pokemon expert in this small community that didn't know anything really about video games. So here's where the negative aspect came about. So I didn't know anything about the TV show. So the TV show was really popular among the elementary students. I didn't know that. I only just knew that the conversation of Pokemon was talking. So around that time, watching cartoons really wasn't that popular among older, teens especially. This was a time before SpongeBob, a time before like South Park and all that stuff. So this was really out of the norm that we have the senior high schooler who's going around talking about what they perceived was this little kid's cartoon. And in reality, I was just talking about this video game. But then what really got to me was after Pokemon really became big, the pastor at the local church that one Sunday was talking about how Pokemon was corrupting the youth and how Pokemon was the devil and all the different monsters were just different incarnations of the devil and demons. So here I am, the new kid at the school, first of all, so that's against me. I'm now being perceived that I'm a teenager that watches little kids' cartoons, and now the community thinks I'm the Antichrist and that I'm corrupting the kids. So that all happened, and I had to spend the rest of my senior year trying to explain that, no, I never watched that cartoon. It was just like a game that I played over the summer. And, it took almost the entire rest of the year. But then there was a positive side of this, because my last semester there, I ended up having to take an econ class. And part of the final project of the econ class was marketing. So the whole goal is that there was going to be a group of third graders, and we as the senior class was going to pitch these cereal box designs and then do like a 30-second commercial. So of course, like everyone in the class, they're like doing all these like Wheaties, like Reggie Miller O's and all these different cereals that were sports related. And I'm thinking third graders. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, I just got over this reputation of being the Pokemon person. I'm running varsity track. I'm playing basketball all the time. But it just stuck in my head. I'm thinking, Pokemon, third graders, Pokemon, third graders. So I was like, screw it. I'm creating a Pokemon cereal. So what I did was, the box was basically just Cheerios with little bits of marshmallows in it. But I titled it Mew Bits, because Mew was the most rarest Pokemon at that time. And instead of filming myself saying, oh, I love this cereal, which all the other students were, what I did was I printed off cutouts of the 3 starter Pokemon. So we have Bulbasaur, we have Squirtle, and we have Charmander. And instead of filming myself, I did in the voices of these characters, and I was doing a testimonial of how awesome this cereal was as these characters. So I had my stuff together. Of course, the other classmates were laughing at me, and I was basically back to square one. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm almost done, and I'm leaving. I never come back to this school, so I don't have anything to worry about. So the day of the judging happens, and the third graders come down to the classroom, and they're lined up. And I want to say that my teacher, I still believe to this day that my teacher did this on purpose. She saved my box for the very end. So all the kids are sitting there watching, and they're like bored. They were like, okay, yeah, cereal. But then my commercial started playing. And the first glimpse of when Bulbasaur appeared on the screen, the kids lost their mind and started cheering and started clapping. And it was at that moment when I realized there might be something to this marketing. And that's basically changed my life, because that is what set me on the path to becoming a marketing director that I am today. All right, thank you.